What's going on, everybody? Texas Redleg here. Hope you're doing okay this weekend. Hope you had a good week. Hopefully you got some rest to get ready for the next week. If you are fortunate to have a job and making some decent money, congratulations. There are many that do not have that luxury and are in dire straits and sure to become worse as this economy keeps tanking, if you will. I want to talk about a couple things. First thing today I want to talk about is the sham trial that most of us all just witnessed up in New York, and how radical this whole thing has taken, what the turn it has taken to the radical side of the left, and how I would say invested they are in ensuring that Donald J. Trump never gets into office again. And believe me, I think that they are willing to do whatever it takes to accomplish that. I don't think that they are in any way, shape, or form concerned about backlash. I don't think they are in any way, shape, or form concerned about the voting public. One, because the government that's in charge currently has criminalized dissent if you do not agree with them. So take January 6th, for example. These people are still jailed, a lot of them, and without trial, and they have already sort of set the bar to combat dissent with, arrest and jail time. So keep that in mind. I don't think they've gone through this stuff to give up now, and I certainly don't think that they have gone through all this BS to even take a chance on letting Donald J. Trump get into office again. I think they're willing to do whatever it takes. I do think that this judge will jail him if he can, or if it keeps him out of the White House. He's willing to do it, I'm sure. I'm sure that they are talking about it behind the scenes. It could be anything from house arrest to whatever. Now, yeah, you can run for president from jail, and I guess technically be president from jail, but I do think that is in their playbook. I don't think that they are shameful at all. I don't think that they really care what the people think. Their point is to keep Donald J. Trump out of the White House, and I think they'll do worse if they have to. And you can use your brain to see where I'm going with that. But I don't think that they are incapable of the worst of the worst. And if the right doesn't get tough real quick, they're going to find themselves never getting elected to office again. And they're not willing to play hardball, and the other side is. So we've got to stop. Us that are conservatives have always, deemed the rule of law important, the Constitution important, playing by the rules is important, but the other side does not play by the rules, okay? And this, playing footsie and playing nice is not going to get it done. If the right doesn't get tough, and get tough right now, and stand their ground, they're probably finished. And if they're finished, then we're finished. And so I would call my representatives, whatever you got to do, email, snail mail, whatever, and explain to them your opinion on this, and that they better get tough, because again, if they fail to get tough now, they're not going to have a chance to get tough later. I mean, this is it, folks. This is it. I want to also talk about the economy and the pinch that a lot of people are feeling, including myself. Groceries and increasing costs is one thing, but my particular situation where I live, the taxes are just outrageous, and a lot of people are looking at alternatives. Whether it be tiny house living, rural living, renting versus buying, RV life, van life. There's a lot of people that are looking into things with alternative cost, in order to save money and survive, if you will. The particular area that I live in is I'm not going to say it's ritzy or anything, but it's fairly affluent. There's quite a few big homes and whatnot. I don't really care for it. It doesn't make me any difference, really. But the taxes are outrageous, and it costs a lot to live where I live. And I'm just not really willing to do it at that cost anymore, to be honest with you. So, I, like many other people, are looking at alternatives to see what's better, or may be a better fit financially, security wise, etc. For them. So the prepping doesn't stop. I would really ratchet up my self-defense stuff. I would obviously do the other food groups like water, food, meds, etc. And keep your foot on the gas. Do what you can do. Look at alternatives. If you can't buy name brand, obviously get the generic. Just value shop is what I call it. I look for value when I shop now. And if it's just too outrageous, I don't buy it. It's just that simple. But the thing is that everybody has to make decisions for themselves and what's best for them and their family and their situation. And if you're fortunate enough to have a secondary piece of property, and that's great. A lot of us do. A lot of us have that situation, but a lot of us also still work. And so, if you're in a position of being retired, you might be able to just, go live out on your land or whatever. That's great if you've got, income to survive, or maybe you don't need a lot of income. But having that luxury of a secondary property is important, or a secondary location that you can go to and either, bug out, vacation, camp, or live, is pretty important. So again, I would, look for alternatives if you can that are affordable. Save and value shop where you can. Look for the best deals you can get. At this point in time, it's like, if I don't really need it, I don't buy it. That's kind of how I am right now. And I'm trying to do it. If I can do something myself versus hire somebody, I do it myself. Little electric things, plumbing things, things like that. Home maintenance, stuff I can do myself, vehicle maintenance, stuff that I can handle myself safely and it will work, I'll do it. And try to save that money. But we've got to get back to where we're self-sufficient and doing things on our own. Having to hire somebody to do every little thing is ridiculous. And quite frankly, the quality of workmanship and technical standards are very low today. There are still some professionals out there. You just got to look far and wide to find them. But we've been conditioned as a people that we just pick up the phone and call somebody to get something done. And I think we need to change that way of thinking, and we need to be able to be self-sufficient as much as we can. I know it's been a while since I've been on, but I wanted to talk about those things. And again, self-awareness, risk assessment, situational awareness. Knows your security situation. Pay attention, because the worse the economy gets, the more crime's going to uptick, and it's already bad in a lot of places. And secure your stuff, increase your lighting around your home or wherever you live. Pay attention. This is your best security device right here, is your head. And don't think that just because you live in a certain place doesn't, that it won't happen to you, because that has really nothing to do with it. There's criminals out there that are searching for crime. You're a victim in wait. They look for easy opportunities to steal or maim, whatever the case may be. People sometimes just work harder at the wrong thing than if they would just go try to get a job and work. So I don't get that, but nevertheless, that's what they do. So again, it's been a while since I've been on. I appreciate those of you that have stayed on my subscription list. I appreciate that. I've just been really busy. I have a pretty demanding job as far as hours go. So I've been fairly busy with work. Thank God. I'm not complaining. But that's one of the reasons I haven't been on very much. And I know there's a lot of other people like Roaming Prepper that do things every day. There's a lot of good channels out there that I like to watch. And I'm sure that a lot of you do too. Bear Independent, Integrated Preparedness. Channels like that put out daily content. Of course, you got Cold War Prepper too. He does a daily and weekly thing, I believe. He's been fairly active for the last couple of years. But anyway, I want to keep you on here too long. So everybody, keep your foot on the gas. Pay attention. Know what these people are capable of on the left, and don't be surprised if it gets worse, because it's going to. So everybody, with that, keep prepping. Stack it deep, and long live the Republic.